Now we come to the Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem, what is the statement? It states that the total electric flux through a closed surface enclosing a certain amount of charge is equal to the 1 over epsilon naught times the net charge present inside the surface. That is, if we have this closed surface, suppose we, for simplicity, we take the example of a sphere which is holding at its geometrical center some amount of the charge plus q. This is the net charge inside it. So according to the theorem, the total electric flux that will be passing through, or total number of field lines which will be penetrating through the surface of this sphere in all the possible direction, it will be equal to 1 over epsilon naught times the net charge present inside that surface, or we can also write it as 1 over epsilon naught into q net. This is the mathematical statement of the Gauss theorem. We want to prove this. In order to prove this relation, we consider that a charge q is there which is responsible for the electric field. That means it acts as a source charge. Now, in order to prove the Gauss theorem, we will make use of an closed surface through which we have to calculate the electric flux, which has to be proved equal to q net over epsilon naught. So we consider a charge plus q present at the point O. So by considering this charge location as the center, we draw a sphere of certain radius around this point charge. This surface which we have generated around this charge q with the charge present at the center of this sphere is such that all the points present on the surface of the sphere, they are at same distance from the center, which is equal to the radius of the sphere. This surface which is enclosing the charge inside it, we call it as the closed surface. So a closed surface is one which is enclosing a certain magnitude of the charge inside it. This surface is known as Gaussian surface. It has an important property that electric field at all the points on the surface is numerically same in magnitude. That means you consider this point on the surface, this point on the surface, this point on the surface, or any other point, electric field is same at all the points on the Gaussian surface. We know that electric field due to a single point charge is given by the equation E equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So only one q is present, 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, so E is varying only with 1 by r square, because all the points are having the same distance, which is the radius of the sphere. So electric field all the points is same. So we have this surface present around the charge which is Gaussian surface with property that field is same at all the points on the surface of this Gaussian surface. So in order to prove the this particular relation, what we do that by taking the location of the charge as a center, we draw a Gaussian surface, so some definite radius r. This is the radius r. Suppose we consider any point P on the surface, and around the point P we draw a small area element. We draw a area element. So first step over here is to first draw a Gaussian surface around the charge. Second step, consider any point on the surface and draw an area element over here. So in this case, the area element will have its area vector dA pointing in the outward direction perpendicular to the surface of the sphere. Also, this is a positive charge, so its electric field E will also be pointing in the same direction. So by definition, if we try to find the flux through this area element drawn around the point P, flux will be given by E dot dA, because both field and area vector are in the same direction. So it will be equal to E dA into cos 0, which will be equal to E into dA. Positive electric flux, field line moving away from the surface. Then total flux passing through whole of the surface area of the sphere, phi, it will be equal to integral of d phi, which will be equal to closed surface integral of E dA. Here integration is taking with respect to dA, not with respect to E, because E, instead of defining area element at this point, if we select any arbitrary point, suppose Q over here, we do the same thing over here, because Q will also be at the same distance R from the surface. Electric field at this point will same as that at this point. Instead of choosing this point, we select this point, suppose S, we draw an area element around it, we calculate electric field, it will also be same. So field is same at all the points, so field value is constant, so it will be outside the sign of integration. Integration will be taking place only for the area element. So when we join all the area elements together, what we get? Total surface area of the sphere, which is equal to E into A, and we know that area of the sphere is given by 4r square. This is the total flux. Now for a single point charge, this is the value of electric field E. Using this equation over here, phi is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q over r square into 4 pi r square. 4 pi gets cancelled, r square get cancelled, and finally phi becomes equal to Q over epsilon naught. This is the proof of the Gauss theorem. So again, total flux passing through a closed surface is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times the net charge present inside the surface. Okay, so Q is actually the net charge. Always remember 1 over epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space. So here we have assumed that inside the closed surface we are having the air or vacuum, but if some other material medium is there, then we have to replace epsilon naught with the absolute permittivity of that particular material medium.